Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members and staff of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary for the university and its guests to gather as a body for the purpose of conferring academic awards on its graduates. To members of a university, a ceremony for the conferring of awards is a particularly important and happy occasion. To all of you, I extend a warm welcome. To graduates and diplomats, I offer congratulations and best wishes. Today we have gathered in order that awards may be conferred on those who have satisfied the council of the university that they have met the requirements for admission to awards undertaken in the university's faculties. The university's mission commits it to the provision of quality education, research training and service in partnership with industry, commerce and the community, regionally, nationally and internationally, and the continuous improvement and review of this provision. The university has a commitment to the advancement and transmission of knowledge by the pursuit, recognition and the achievement of excellence in scholarship, research and teaching. This will be evidenced in the course of today's ceremony. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. I believe that awards to be conferred upon our graduates today will qualify them to make significant contributions in the local, national, and in the case of some, the international community. Today's ceremony is significant as it marks the graduation of the first cohort of the Faculty of Law's graduates in the degree of Bachelor of Laws and the Diploma of Legal Practice. It is fitting that we should celebrate this landmark event by the conferral of an honorary degree of Doctor of Laws a little later in this ceremony on a son of Newcastle who has distinguished himself in the legal profession. Lastly, I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their testaments today that as graduates of the university, you automatically become members of Convocation. Thus, you join some 45,000 other graduates and have an opportunity, through elected representatives, to become involved in the governance of the university. Through Convocation, you will also be kept informed of activities and developments of the university, so you can participate from here on into the future in the affairs of this institution. By the authority conferred upon me by the Council, I will now formally confer academic awards. Will all candidates for admission to degrees and other awards please stand? In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the programme on all those graduates and diplomats who are present today, and in absentia on those unable to be present. Would you like to sit? I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Law to present graduates from that faculty.
Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Class 2, Division 1. Nadine White. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Laws and the Diploma of Legal Practice. Alida Cornwall. Tiffany Hart. Shane Hughes. Earl Hewlin. Nicole Leggett. Andrew McDonald. Heather McElwain. Susan Moran. Damien Sullivan. Alyssa Thompson. Rodney Walsh. Chancellor, the Evatt Medal is named in honour of the Honourable Justice Elizabeth Evatt, Companion of the Order of Australia and a former Chancellor of the University. The Evatt Medal is awarded annually to the graduating student with the best performance, if of sufficient merit, in either the Bachelor of Laws or in the combined Bachelor of Laws and the Diploma of Legal Practice. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you for the award of Bachelor of Laws and the Diploma of Legal Practice and the inaugural recipient of the Evatt Medal, Sally Main. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Laws and the Diploma of Legal Practice with honours, Class 2, Division 1, Adam Stark. Simon Reiter. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Law.
I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Commerce to present graduates and diplomats from that faculty.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Tony Alderdice. Romal Almazo. Naniak F. Arafin. Jeffrey Atkinson. Tim Ayres. Rowena Bamday. Debbie Barnett. Stephen Bartlett. Tanya Bartosh. Hui B. Andrew Bell. Natalie Boszkowski. Matthew Boothby. Craig Bowden. Jared Bramble. Richard Bresnell. James Brayley. Joel Bristow. Deborah Brooks. Justin Broomhead. Susan Brown. Nicole Byrne. Nadine Cameron. Bruce Campbell. John Candy. Timothy Carr. Gavin Casser. Sunny Chadha. Alvin Chan. Cindy Sim Yu Chan. Megan Chapman. John Chard. Braden Clark. David Clark. Tracy Conn. Philip Cork. Mark Croker. Paul Dadd. Suzanne Dark. Peter DeCray. Shane Denko. Nicole Dennis. Peter Dimmock. Tanya Dovey. Simon Elliott. Warwick Face. Daniel Fay. Armido Ferretti. Andrew Frith. Suzanne Gardner. Russell Garraway. Wendy Gorsey. Heath Gibson. Peter Gillett. Kylie Gregg. Paul Gross. Anthony Hajos. Victoria Hall. James Hawkins. Adam Hawthorne. Lara Hiles. Carl Hurst. Cheryl Hizola. Marika Hollingsworth. Michael Hurley. Paul Jenkins. Adele Johns. Steve Johnson. Peter Jones. Nadine Judge. Louise Kaser. Karina Kauter. Patrick Kennedy. Adrian Kong. Stefan Kosnick. Yance Kawara. Angelina Lee Wee Lau. Jason Legg. Ernest Lesserberg. Leanne Leserve. Hong Jun Lee. Fiona Lim. Adam Littlewood. Rachel Long. Jeffrey Louis. Cherie Lynch. Stephanie Madden. Andrew Marchant. Anthony Marsden. Craig Martin. Richard Maxfield. Matthew McClure. Alicia McQuilty. Greg Meyer. Natasha Moore. Brad Morelli. Kelvin Morley. Angela Muddle. Christina Ng. Bradley Nichols. Goran Novashevsky. David Nyman. Trina O'Connell. Victoria Outred. Brad Patterson. Michael Pollock. Brett Price. Andrew Pritchard. John Pritchard. Karen Ratcliffe. Rochelle Richardson. Teresa Richardson. Peter Robertson. Katrina Ryder. Melissa Reiner. Pacha Saraswedira. Sorry. Paul Scarlett. Michelle Scott. Tiffany C. Belinda Semkin. Bianca Schimota. Paul Schindler. Ripunda Singh. Jason Singleton. Ingrid Skelton. Stephen Summers. Adam Tacey. Adam Taylor. Edwin Teng. Greg Terry. William Tonkin. Fong Tran. Craig Wagstaff. Cheryl Walker. Nadine Walker. Trishelle Warden. Sriyani Wanakusari. June Wadby. Andrew White. Linda Wijaya. Williams. Yang Ching Wu. Graham Yardy. Basie Yip. Siti Yonas. Nolisa Said. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Dhanashree Kelkar. I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Honours Class 2, Division 1, Catherine White. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Economics. Michelle Bunt. Jennifer Byram. Simon Camru. Richard Conley. Beth Flanagan. Katie Fote. Gagan. Okay, yeah, I got lots of advice on that beforehand. Nicole Gagan. Nadine Gabriel. Miles Gorvin. Andrew Gray. Andrew Harrington. Melissa Hayes. Jason Hurst. Michael Neep. Daniel Lang. Matthew Lysak. Miles Malik. Mark McShane. Paul Miller. Nick Mowbray. Denise Parsons. Fiona Patton. Skewley. Bradley Smith. Jarley Stahl. Ross Urain. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Economics with Honours Class 2, Division 1. Murray Collis. Martin Musgrave. Matthew Vagney. Jason White. I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Economics with Honours Class 1, Aaron Murray. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Law and Administration, Michelle Clark. Kevin Irwin. Valentina Kaiser. Mark Leishman. John White. Glenda Winson. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates of the Faculty of Economics and Commerce.
I call on the Pro Vice-Chancellor Academic and the President of the Academic Senate to present Doctor of Philosophy degree candidates.
Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally by research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of the examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis makes a significant and an original contribution to knowledge and understanding in the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. Today, the University is proud to honour Doctor of Philosophy graduates from the Faculty of Economics and Commerce who have satisfied these rigorous criteria for the award of their degree. Chancellor, I present to you Kin Ninga. Dr. Ningen is a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Papua New Guinea, and he is the first person from Papua New Guinea to attain a doctorate in the area of accountancy. His thesis is entitled Corporate Financial Reporting in Developing Countries, a study of the influence of culture on the perceptions regarding accounting information disclosure and accounting regulation in Papua New Guinea. Dr. Ningen. Chancellor, I present to you Kim Xian Pham, who holds the Bachelor of Arts and the Master of Business Administration from Stirling University. He is the first PhD graduate in marketing from this university. Dr. Pham's thesis is entitled A Strategic Approach as a New Paradigm in Promotion of Management. Dr. Pham. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of Doctor of Philosophy degree graduates.
I now call on the Vice-Chancellor to present a candidate for an honorary degree.
Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting to you the Honourable Justice Kevin Edmund Lindgren for admission to the degree of Doctor of Laws. Chancellor, Justice Kevin Lindgren is one of Newcastle's and the University of Newcastle's great achievers. A former student of this university, he rose to the rank of professor and then achieved remarkable success in the practice of his discipline, the law. More recently, he has joined the ranks of Justices Evatt, Taylor and McHugh of the High Court of Australia, who also spent their formative years in the Hunter before careers which culminated in high federal legal office. Kevin Lindgren was born and educated in Newcastle. He left school in 1956 at the age of 16 to become an articled clerk with the well-known Newcastle law firm H.V. Harris, Wheeler and Williams. As there was no law school in Newcastle at this time, for 5 years Kevin Lindgren worked as an articled clerk during the day and studied for the examinations conducted by the Solicitors Admissions Board in the evening. Somehow he also managed to find the time as a part-time evening student to complete a Bachelor of Arts degree through the University of Newcastle College, then a College of the University of New South Wales. Having topped the final examination in the Solicitors Admissions Board course, Kevin Lindgren became a solicitor of the Supreme Court of New South Wales in May 1962. Immediately he became a partner in the law firm where he had been an articled clerk. His thirst for knowledge, both within and beyond the law, continued. He enrolled as an external student at the University of London and was awarded a Bachelor of Laws degree with honours in 1965. During this period, Kevin Lindgren, also a part-time postgraduate student at Newcastle University College and then at this university. He was awarded a Master of Arts degree in 1967 for his thesis titled Some Aspects of Middleton's Early Satiric Comedies. In 1969, after 7 years in legal practice, Kevin Lindgren joined the university's Department of Commerce as a lecturer in legal studies. He quickly rose through academic ranks, become Foundation Professor of Legal Studies and Foundation Head of the Department of Legal Studies in January 1973. From the time of his appointment to an academic position in 1969, Kevin Lindgren's prodigious skills as a legal author became evident. His first book, An Introduction to Business Law, was published in 1970, and a second book, co-authored with Mr. Bob Vermeesh, was published a year later. That book, Business Law in Australia, is now in its 8th edition. It is recognised in universities, legal practices and commercial offices throughout this country as a standard work in its field. During his early years in the Department of Commerce, Kevin Lindgren also completed the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with a thesis titled The Sources and Some Aspects of the Historical Development of the Law Governing Contracts by Registered Companies. Dr. Kevin Lindgren served as Professor of Legal Studies for a decade. His department grew during that period and he published widely in the areas of contract law, company law, equity and legal education. After a most successful academic career, Kevin Lindgren's interest again turned to legal practice, this time as a barrister. From 1984, he had a flourishing practice at the Sydney Bar in commercial law equity, local government, planning and environmental law. In 1991, he was appointed Queen's Counsel, and on the 26th of July 1994, he was appointed a Judge of the Federal Court of Australia. His Honour has retained his interest in legal education and currently serves as Chairman of the New South Wales Bar Association's Legal Education and Reading Committee, and he is a member of the Board of Directors of the College of Law. Kevin Edmund Lindgren is a Novocastrian, an alumnus of this university and one of its former professors, of whom we can be justly proud. He is a quiet and modest man who has achieved great success in his long association with the law, as a student, as a solicitor, as an academic, as a barrister, and most recently as a judge of one of the highest courts in the land. His career has been characterised by dedication to the search for knowledge and to the application of that knowledge to the benefit of the community. It is most fitting that we should publicly acknowledge the achievements of Kevin Lindgren, one of the country's outstanding lawyers, on this day when the university's first graduates in law celebrate their achievements together with their colleagues from his former faculty, the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Kevin Edmund Lindgren, Bachelor of Arts of the University of New South Wales, Master of Arts of the University of Newcastle, Bachelor of Laws with Honours of the University of London, and Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Newcastle for admission to the degree of Doctor of Laws.
By virtue of the authority delegated in me by the Council, I hereby admit the Honourable Justice Kevin Edmund Lindgren to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. We will now have a musical interlude presented by the Faculty of Music's Percussion Ensemble. Stephen Morton, Ben Barnes and Tim Constable. The title of the music, 2 in 3, by Stephen Troff. Gentlemen, thank you very much for that stirring music. It's my pleasure now to call on Justice Dr. Kevin Lindgren to deliver the occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, members of the staff of the University, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I really must depart from what I have written down here to say how can I compete with that. I am deeply honoured by the University Council's decision to admit me to the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, and I thank the Council for this recognition. I hope you will pardon me for revealing two less than serious thoughts that crossed my mind shortly after this proposal was first mentioned to me by the University Secretary. The first was how much less work would be involved in being admitted to this doctorate than there was in being admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy back in 1973. The second was how much more attractive and interesting today's uniform would be than the black and white one, wigless now as well, that I wear in my daily work. Two factors in particular heighten my appreciation of the Council's gesture. The first, of course, is that this is the first graduation ceremony of the University's Faculty of Law. It is therefore an occasion for celebration with which any fellow lawyer like myself must be very happy to be associated. I congratulate the Council, the Dean, Professor Neil Rees, all staff of the faculty and all its students, especially my 17 fellow graduates, on the coming to fruition today of years of planning and hard work. Further, I congratulate you all on making an innovative contribution to legal education in New South Wales. I refer, of course, to the inclusion of a clinical component as part of the undergraduate degree, and I will return to that subject a little later. The second factor is my long association with the university, and in particular, as a member of the staff of the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. But my association with the university goes further back, as the Vice-Chancellor mentioned. In fact, it could be said to go back to early 1957. Having completed the Leaving Certificate in 1956, in early 1957, upon attaining the age of 17 years, I became apprenticed to the law. That is to say, an articled law clerk in a solicitor's office in Newcastle. At the same time, I enrolled in French 1 as a part-time, that is to say, evening student at the Newcastle University College at Tighes Hill, a college of the University of New South Wales. The first university academic I encountered at Tighes Hill was the then Professor of French, the late eccentric Professor Helver Hartley. Professor James Auchmuty was the principal and Professor Bryn Newton-John the vice principal of the college at Tighes Hill. Their roles, a little later in the establishment and early history of the autonomous University of Newcastle, do not call for a retelling today. In any event, I have been fortunate enough, not only from early 1957 to date, to be working for reward in law-related employment of one kind or another, but from that time to 1984, a period of 27 years, to be a part-time student or a member of staff, or both, of the University of Newcastle. In fact, the concurrent gaining of practical experience and academic qualification, which lies at the heart of the faculty's professional program, is for me not a novelty at all. When I left private practice as a solicitor in Newcastle and became a lecturer in legal studies, the Department of Commerce head, Professor Jager, had a keen appreciation of the importance of legal studies for students enrolled in the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. He was content to see the place of legal studies expand. The Department of Legal Studies, later called the Department of Law, was founded on the 1st of January 1973. All of this leads me to say that having been a member of staff of the faculty from 1969 to 1984, including a period as Dean, I would like to offer special congratulations to the graduates of that faculty today. Over the years, I heard many occasional addresses delivered by those who received honorary degrees. I have forgotten everything except one thing. What I remember is that one speaker said, "You will forget all that I'm about to say." Of course, my remarks today cannot expect a better fate, although this will not mean that I have not spoken truly. There are 4 matters which I would like to mention, 2 specific and 2 more general. The first matter relates to the importance of legal studies for people other than professional lawyers. Although we taught the law of contract and company law as semester subjects in the faculty, the foundation subject, Legal Studies 1, was a full-year subject and was much broader. It embraced such topics as the source and structure of the Australian legal system, the Australian Constitution, the doctrine of the separation of powers, statutory interpretation, the common law system of binding precedent, and a comparison of the common law and civil law systems of the administration of justice. It is, I believe, of the utmost importance that there be an understanding of such matters in the community today, particularly among university graduates who will be tomorrow's leaders. Some of the questions which these studies raise are both intellectually challenging and of the greatest practical importance. To make the point, one need refer only to such current issues as the finding of implied rights in the Constitution, the proper role of judges, particularly the members of the High Court, the effect on the administration of justice, that is, on the individuals who experience that administration, of a reduction in legal aid, the adversary system of litigation, and, from the newspaper in the last week, the training of judges. Unfortunately, the comments made by some public figures that touch on such questions often betray an alarming ignorance. The need for people other than, that is, in addition to, professional lawyers, including in particular those who operate in the world of commerce and public administration, to undertake legal studies, is, I suspect, even greater today than when I was on the staff of the Faculty of Economics and Commerce. The reason is that the pressures on and expectations of the legal system and legal institutions appear to be increasing. The second matter is the relationship between academic and practical preparation for the practice of law. It happens that I have never been a full-time law student, but studied law while engaged in its practical application. But there was never any necessary relationship between the work that an articled law clerk undertook and the legal subjects that he or she was studying at the time. If there was, it was fortuitous. The system of articles of clerkship had other shortcomings too, in particular, the unevenness of the experience of articled law clerks as between one firm and another. In 1974, the College of Law was established. In place of 5 years' articles of clerkship in a solicitor's office, it provided a mandatory 26-week full-time course of practical training. The college course had the advantage of being the same for everyone, but it did not operate in the real world. Some dissatisfaction with the course was expressed by the students who undertook it and by the solicitors who later employed them. That dissatisfaction led, as from 1994 to 95, to the current situation, in which, in order to be admitted by the Supreme Court as a legal practitioner, a graduate in law, whether intending to practice as a solicitor or a barrister, must undertake a 15-week full-time course at the college and have 24 weeks practical experience in law-related employment, supplemented by 60 hours of continuing practical training. It does seem to me that this new system is a marked improvement on the old, although, as a member of the college's board of directors, I must declare my interest. One particular improvement, however, is that the college no longer has a monopoly on pre-admission practical training. The way has been opened up for such training to be provided within universities. This, of course, causes me to turn to our university. A graduate of the University of Newcastle who has undertaken the professional program here need not undertake the college program. It is too early to measure the effectiveness of the university's professional program, which is undertaken over the last 2 years of the Bachelor of Laws degree. However, I believe that it will be recognised as a success story once my fellow graduates today have commenced to practice. On study leave in the 1970s, I became acquainted with clinical programs which were offered in certain law schools in the United States. And I formed the view then that if ever I had any input in the establishment of a law school in Australia, I would wish to seek to introduce such a program. The ones that I saw differed from ours. Ours caters for a smaller number of students and has the major advantage over those that I saw of integrating practical experience with the study of substantive law. Prior to the introduction of the clinical program here, only 2 Australian universities had legal centres associated with their law schools, the University of New South Wales and Monash University. But they did not profess to integrate practical experience which a student was gaining with his or her academic subjects. The University of Newcastle is, I understand, one of only 2 or 3 universities throughout the common law world that attempt this integration. Of course, there may be problems. A clinical program must have adequate and appropriate resources, and there must be no dilution of the quality of the academic content of the degree. But if those 2 potential programs do not eventuate or are overcome, the faculty's program can only be a success, in my view. I now make 2 general comments. The first is that as you graduate today, if you think you know little and have much to learn in the future, you will be closer to the truth than if you think that you know much and have little to learn in the future. Universities prepare people to be effective thinkers and learners. The university's success is measured, in your case, by your capacity to learn and adapt, not by how much you happen to know today. How much a person knows at a moment of time may be evidence only of a good memory, or of age, or of both. The remaining comment is this: do not be demeaned by the effort to accumulate wealth. I hope that you will all find work that is remunerative and satisfying, and that you will find it sooner rather than later, and that none of you will have the dispiriting burden of financial worry. On the other hand, please do yourself and your university the favour of applying your mind to things other than maximising the financial return from practising your profession. Whether you will work as an accountant, an economist, a business manager, a government administrator, or a solicitor, you will be engaged in activities that can assist others and which can merit the epithets worthy, honourable and noble. But all depends on how you conduct yourself. In this context, I would encourage you to involve yourself actively in some non-profit association or institution. Why not begin by supporting the convocation of your university? And I may say, Chancellor, I had written that before I heard your comment or knew what you were going to say. Let me conclude by wishing my fellow graduates well, and again, Chancellor, thanking the university for today's honour.
Justice Dr. Kevin Lindgren. Thank you very much for those wise words. Your career epitomises, I think, the notion of lifelong and continuous learning, the challenge of new career paths and the capacity to excel in a wide range of different careers. I think we all take your example, and hopefully it's well learned and will help our new graduates in the future. Thank you very much indeed. I now have great pleasure in inviting Sally Main to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Honourable Justice Lindgren, members of the University Council and staff of the University, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here in honour and in terror. Unfortunately, a not uncommon experience for me these days. I am honoured to be here as a graduate, particularly one of the 17 who represent the first to graduate from this university's innovative law school. On a personal level, participation in the program has represented the culmination of a long-held goal. I was drawn to return to university life some 15 years after completing my first degree by the opportunity to be part of the only law school in this country which offers all the training and clinical experience necessary for admission to legal practice. By one mentor, who shall remain anonymous, we were labelled Pengelly's pigs. An alliterative, if not inapt, description. For lecturers and students alike, we represented an experimental group. We did not know what to expect, nor on occasions, I am sure, did our teachers. We were euphemistically called an exacting group, a challenging group, and we devised similar compliments for our tormentors. During the final year of our course, assimilating the marketing skills of our fellow economists, we advertised our achievements through a publication titled Graduates 96. It took the form of a rather sophisticated mail order catalogue. The agenda was to market our newfound skills to the legal community, who played an integral role in our training and without whose continued support the course would not survive. The hidden agenda, of course, was that if our names and faces were immortalised on the published page, we would stand a better than even chance of making it past the finishing post. It is always an interesting experience to match description with reality, so I unashamedly plagiarised from that image which we marketed to the community. The law school acclimatises students to the requirements of working in legal practice. In our naivety, we thought this meant the long luncheon. Little did we know that incarceration was on the menu. Literally, as well as metaphorically, we discovered what life was like on the inside in institutions such as Long Bay Penitentiary, and we quivered at the prospect of a life sentence. All students experience hands-on client contact. There was no shortage of raw material on which to operate as the Legal Centre opened its doors to the public. But the spectre of raw exposure to the human condition certainly took on a new dimension at Sydney City Morgue, where, with feigned composure, we experienced the coroner's autopsy of the human cadaver, the ultimate in hands-on contact. The school provides an intensive program of clinical legal education. In total, 1,200 hours of simulated exercises. To our consternation, It certainly did. From 8 in the morning till 7 at night, we dissected, projected and dramatised. We negotiated, mediated and litigated. We interviewed, counselled, empathised and advised. We divorced, incorporated, contracted, conveyed, willed, liquidated and despaired. We were videoed, surveyed, interrogated, coaxed, coached and coerced into performance. We examined, cross-examined and finally submitted to every conceivable court. We were introduced to the most insidious of all tortures, the take-home exam, and we invented the 24-hour emergency hotline. But we survived, and we were fed by a potent mixture of adrenaline, caffeine, alcohol, and idealism. We survived Kavanagh's crucible, Pengeli's experimental pen, David's jurisprudential lenses, and Carol's school of courtroom etiquette to become practitioners of the 90s. And where are we all today? Drawing from the lessons of my lecturers, I surveyed. Some of our city contingent have reached the ephemeral heights of Allens, with panoramic views of the harbour. Some of our more rustic counterparts share with the cows their own panoramic views of the outhouse. Meanwhile, our advocates, unshaken by the godlike presence of the magistrate, inquiring, "Are you appearing in this matter for the plaintiff or the defendant?" reply with that well-rehearsed lifeline, "I will have to take further instructions on that, Your Honour." In the first months of practice, the words on the page of Riley's manual have become a reality as we all grapple with the first timesheet, the first client, the first hearing, the first conflict of interest, the first audit, the first takeover, and stand in perpetual fear of the first appeal, the first complaint, and the first conviction. So I stand here in terror today, in the realisation that we are only just at the beginning of our learning curve, and with an increasing awareness of the obligations which come with professional life. Feeling exposed and vulnerable after my first week of practice, my husband said to me, "The experience will teach you humility." The experience has definitely engendered just that. What I have hoped to convey, even though adopting a somewhat whimsical tone in places, is an appreciation of a broad educational experience which has progressed beyond the confines of the traditionally insular lecture theatre and beyond conventional teacher-focused learning methodologies. Essentially, learning is a lifelong process, and this philosophy is cultivated at Newcastle University, where students are presented with the opportunity to learn and to develop through first-hand experience. The foresight demonstrated by the university and its staff in developing an integrated approach to learning relevant to the demands of society and contemporary practice must be applauded. Significantly, I do not regard the degree which has been conferred today as my degree. It is shared by my husband, my children, and my parents, who have survived and contributed to what has been, in my case at least, a double dose of student life. And here today, I see gathered partners, parents, families, friends and mentors who have also survived the student experience and who now share in the honour of those degrees awarded. On this historic day, on behalf of all graduates, I pay tribute to your success. For without your continued support and selfless dedication to our education, we would not be here now, nor would we have acquired those enduring skills which will enable us to meet our future, whether that be in the practice of economics, commerce, law, or elsewhere. Thank you.
I would like to thank Ms. Main, our Evatt Medal winner, for her speech. It does seem like a long journey from Long Bay to the Sydney City Morgue, but you certainly also seem to have benefited from it. I was interested to hear that this is your somewhat whimsical tone. I'd be very interested to be around when you get serious. It was a magnificent speech. Thank you very much. I also appreciate very much from the Honourable Justice Lindgren his commercial for convocation. And I notice you're sitting beside the warden, which is a little thank you I forgot to give earlier. I declare this ceremony closed and invite all present to join us for refreshments provided by the University Union, which will be served in the marquee at the rear of the Great Hall.